Hey guys, LolGE here, and welcome back to this week's podcast. Today, we are going to talk about Fortnite and some topics surrounding it. And again, I'm joined with the Spectre because Wolf Vision's pulled out last minute. But hey ho, we go on. Anyway, roll the intro. So, yeah guys, like I said, Fortnite today. We're going to roll through a few topics and, yeah, let's just see how things go. So, firstly, on the topic of the fact that there's just been a new update dropped, what would you like to see coming from this update, Spectre?
It's probably not likely, but I'd like to see a more boss battle kind of thing. You know how, I'm not sure if it was last Halloween or not, where they brought in the Storm King,
Yes.
which was this incredibly hard battle, and by the end of it you got rewarded with an exclusive glider. They should bring in something like that you can only win by defeating a very hard boss.
I think they've done it 2 years in a row.
Are they not going to be doing it this year? There was that banner showing like a big wolf kind creature.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but they've definitely done it 2 years in a row. I don't know if they're going to do it this year or not.
But what was the boss for the other year? I only remember the Storm King.
No, they've done the Storm King twice.
Oh, right.
I was looking at some collabs. I've seen Ash is coming into the game.
Ash Ketchum?
No, is his name Ash Williams? He's in Dead by Daylight.
Ash Williams?
Yes.
Evil Dead?
Yes. Ash Williams is coming to the game.
Okay, that's going to be cool. I already know what his pickaxe is going to be.
Yeah, I would like to see some more collabs, like Halloween-themed collabs, because we haven't really had them. I'd like to see, I think Ghostface could work really well in Fortnite. I think a Ghostface skin would be really good, actually.
Any of the horror icons really would. Ghostface, Michael Myers, well, the less deviant ones anyway.
Yeah.
That won't really cloud Fortnite's child-friendly reputation.
Yeah. That's the problem with adding stuff like that in. They've got to watch what they're advertising, basically, because if they've got a select audience, and if they're advertising movies that are like for 18 rating and above, it can get really messy.
Yeah.
But yeah. Your turn?
If you could suggest a season theme, as in an entire season to decide what goes on in it, what happens in it, any changes in it, what kind of season would you make?
I've thought about this quite a lot, actually. The only one that hasn't really been done yet, it has been done slightly, but the only one that hasn't really been done to its full content is military theme.
Military theme.
Yeah, I've always wanted them to do an original Fortnite superhero theme like they did back in the old days, because I didn't do that. I didn't play that chapter. No, that season, I mean. And I've always wanted a night theme, because I didn't play Season 2 either. But if they want something totally new and original, I'd probably go military theme. Or maybe even like a magic theme. Could be cool, so like witches and wizards and stuff. Without going into Harry Potter, just keep it like magic theme. So, my next question is, what are your opinions on the amount of collabs they seem to be throwing into the game?
It's both negative and positive. I like that Fortnite are building on their metaverse, bringing in different things from different places, and people who might not necessarily have a game to, let's say, you're a fan of Rick and Morty. There's not really a dedicated game for Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
At least I don't think there is. You can sort of simulate that by just going into Fortnite and using that skin and get your playstyle from there. But there's also, it kind of feels like with this many collabs, they're not really taking any sort of creativity on their own. They're not making original skins as they used to. It's kind of like a scapegoat. If you can't think of a tier 100 skin, just bring in a collab skin, which we haven't really had an original tier 100 skin or a secret skin in a while.
No, we haven't.
and the entire sort of secret skin thing is just gone right now. So feels like they should be taking in more creativity from themselves than collabs for a while,
Yeah, I
or at
agree.
least just dial down the collabs.
No, I totally agree. Like I've got Fortnite open now on my second monitor, and the secret skin is the Herald. Yes, it's an original skin, but it's not at all secret because we know about it. We even know when it's going to be here. It's going to be here in 16 days. And the tier 100 is Gwen. I have no motivation to grind for tier 100 to get to use this skin because it's not original. But yeah, that's my beef with the whole bringing in collab skins. I'd rather have just fresh new skins, to be honest.
What's your opinion on the additional rewards? Usually, when you reach tier 100, there's additional rewards until you reach about tier 220,
Yes.
which give variants to the other skins. What's your opinion on today's variants, which basically just changes their colors a bit, like bronze, silver, gold?
So I think I've always thought this actually ever since they started doing it. I think they should do away with the bonus rewards, get rid of them completely. And instead, what you do is you put the bonus rewards on top of the skins. So you got to do quests to unlock the bonus rewards. A bit like if you remember Chapter 1, Season 6, Calamity. Trying to get all the Calamity styles. Like, I don't think you got the Calamity styles until Season 8.
I did not.
I'd rather do that where it's an actual grind to get these styles by doing quests, rather than just leveling up your battle pass more to get more rewards. I can see where Fortnite's coming from, because it's kind of like with the old way of doing it, you couldn't buy tiers to get the levels. But with this, you can buy the tiers to get higher up through the battle pass to get your bonus rewards. So basically, it's a pay to unlock. And the way Fortnite see that is a bonus because they're getting money from it, from the people who don't want to wait and they just want the rewards.
There's also the way they did it. Was it in season 9 or 10? I think it might be season 10, if I'm not correct, with the female knight.
Yes.
That the more you did it, she kept getting more. Was it gold or just a shinier variant of it?
I can.
I
check
never
that
got
out.
the full version because I never really reached the final level.
I believe she got more gold. Hold on, if you give me a minute, I will find it.
Either gold or just the skin you had, the color of it just got more pronounced, as in a shinier version of it. Or even in chapter 2, how they did with the gold skins, they kept becoming more gold as you leveled them up.
Was it the female knight, or was it because season 10, season X was the ultimate knight?
Yeah. The female knight was the one that kept getting more glowy, I guess.
Okay, so that was season 3. That was chapter 2, season 3.
All right. So up until then, it wasn't quite as bad.
Yeah, she started to glow more, like the more you leveled her up. So depending on what style you had her on, the default would get more silver, the black would get more red,
Right.
and the gold would get more gold.
Yeah.
So I see what you mean, yeah. But I think they should, to be honest, just do away with bonus rewards altogether. Rework the system into something they used to have because it worked. I don't enjoy playing for the bonus rewards personally. Some people might, I don't. But if it was more like...
I personally don't.
Yeah, if it was more like the Calamity style that I said, or Drift, or whoever you want to think about, I'd rather it be
Even
like that.
Pirate.
Yeah, the pirate. What was it? Was it Blackheart?
Yeah, Blackheart.
Yeah, I'd rather it be like that even. But that's just my personal issues with Fortnite, to be honest. My question is, what do you think of the current sort of gameplay of Fortnite? Do you think something should be changed? Do you think some things should be kept, or do you think something should be axed out altogether Basically, what would your dream gameplay of Fortnite look like? As in map, mechanics, weapons. What would it look like?
I like Fortnite's older design, but it doesn't mean I would like them to revert to how it used to be. I like how things are a bit more advanced as they are now.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of feels like they're becoming a bit too complicated for a game which is spawn in an island, be the last person standing, or be the last team standing. Feels like it's a bit too complicated.
Yeah.
I like the whimsical items they bring in because they shake things up a bit more, but some mechanics feels like they're a bit too out of place for a game which is just supposed to be jump in, kill people, win, basically.
Yeah.
Like the reality tree thing, you could just shake that off as just being a chest of sorts which you work on every match. It's not too bad, but it feels a bit out of place. It's like they're trying to mix a story game with an entire story mode into a game which is live service battle royale. It's not bad, but Save the World was kind of there for a reason.
Yeah.
So it's not really something I would want to change, but something I kind of just have to shake up a bit because I don't mix things up. When I go in for a nice Fortnite match, I just focus on the battle royale aspect. But when I'm doing challenges, that's when I focus on the storyline stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of feels like I can't do both at once. I kind of have to juggle between this and that.
No, I get that. I would personally totally mix up the whole aspect of what it currently is. A lot of the guns I'd change. I'd bring back the Scar. I'd bring back the pump. I would totally axe the concepts of regular mythics and what's the other one? Because you can get mythics and you can
Exotics.
get what was that?
Exotics.
Yes, I would totally axe out mythics and exotics, and bring a mythic in every now and then when, like, I don't know, they bring a new Star Wars movie out, bring the lightsabers back for a month or so, then put them back in the vault. Right. Now it doesn't really seem it as a concept of a vault. It's just everything's accessible all the time. So I would bring back the like a vault sort of thing, have a set of weapons that are in the game for the whole season, don't really change, and there's no like overpowered one weapon like, for example, Darth Vader's lightsaber. It's only in the game every now and then when it needs to be. And then also, you know what my opinion is on this, but I would also get rid of skill-based matchmaking and bots, to be honest. I preferred the old days of Fortnite, when you could literally get matched with anyone. Like, you had creators in the old days like Ninja or Courage. Courage is a prime example for me, because I remember watching the videos where Courage met a boy on Fortnite who we found out his name was Connor, and he made a whole series with Connor and really helped him out in his life, like really changed Connor's life for the better. And if skill-based matchmaking wasn't a thing, if skill-based matchmaking was a permanent thing and bots were a permanent thing, Courage would have never met Connor because they weren't in the same league in terms of how well they played.
Right.
So I just think, in terms of a creator aspect and gameplay, they should axe out skill-based matchmaking and bots, and that would dramatically change the game for the better. But yeah,
I can see the point.
Now I've finished my rant. Your question.
What's your opinion on bots, NPCs, and animals in the game?
Well, I think I've just covered bots.
Yeah, so animals.
So NPCs and animals.
And NPCs.
I didn't mind animals in Chapter 2. And then in Chapter 3, they started just flooding with animals. It was like animals everywhere, and you could do so much with them. I think they should limit the animals more on what you can do with them, and not have as many in the game.
Right.
I don't like that you can like now ride wolves and boars. I think the only vehicles in the game should have been cars, and other like actual motor vehicles rather than using animals. Not because I have a political opinion on that. I just don't like the whole aspect of more rideable things in Fortnite.
Yeah.
But I think they should less them down, so like literally they're used for health and that's it. But then you'll get all these like animal protesters that say, "Oh, you're killing animals in video games," and we're like, I don't really
Oh,
care.
God.
It's a video game; they're not real. But
True.
then NPCs, I really enjoy NPCs. I just wouldn't have them as hireable. So how you can like
You wouldn't
hire an
have them as
NPC,
hireable.
like how you can hire an
Yeah.
NPC right now to like walk around with you and attack people. Personally don't think that's a fair mechanic because you can turn a 4-man squad into a 4-man squad with bait.
True. Or just additional aim bots, because the bots can see better than you do.
They
They
can,
detect
but
people.
yeah, but they can. But I would always use the bot as a bait if I was hiring them. But that's what I would do personally. I would just axe the hiring off, make the animals back so that they just give you health,
Right.
and get rid of bots altogether. Do you have an opinion on that?
With the animals, them being rideable, it's not something I mind too much because it adds a bit mobility. And Fortnite did used to be very scarce on mobility and all. I would say cars are the way to go, but cars with the loud noise, they're usually not my go-to. If there's a wolf or a boar, I usually just grab one of those because they attract less sound.
Yeah,
Although it's with the Clombos, it was more balanced because those are animals you can't interact with. If you want a weapon, you just sort of throw down a Clomberry and they give you a weapon, but that's about it. You can't really do much else unless you shoot them and they just attack whoever's closest,
yeah.
which was kind of funny if you think about it. Just stay far away and you snipe it. See it go wild.
I remember that. But
The
yeah,
bot aspect is what I have a problem with because, I mean, the NPCs. Because you could be in solo and suddenly it's not really a solo match anymore because you've got someone who's doing recon and defense for you.
yeah,
You just send them forward, see who's taking the bait to shoot them, and then you promptly just snipe them.
yeah.
And that would be it. Or
No,
the
that's-
fact that they can revive you is a good thing-ish, but feels
Can
a
they
bit too
revive you?
lax for me. Yeah, if you're not in solos though, if you're in duos or something, your teammate is far away and your NPC is close by, you can command them to revive you.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a bit broken.
Well, lastly, I will do the last question, and we'll both have a say on it.
Right.
Last question: if you could bring any icon skin into the item shop, like basically create a new icon skin with a celebrity that's already out there, video creator, musician, whatever, who would be your next icon skin and why?
It's just purely because childhood reasons and all that, but if I could bring in an icon, I think I would like a Ben 10 skin from Alien Force.
So that would be cool,
And
but
its
that wouldn't be an
built-in
icon.
emote be to just change into something.
Yeah, that'd be really cool, but it wouldn't
As
be an
in-
icon.
Don't really be an icon, but if I was going to pick an actual person to go into the game, let's have a look. I'm not really sure. I think I would just pick more fictional type characters. I'm
Okay.
not sure if I know a person who I'd like to see in the game.
I would have thought you would have said something like Alan Walker.
His skin feels like it would just be a normal person with hoodie that just has a symbol on his back,
Yeah.
which been done multiple times. So I'd like something that would be unique.
Okay. Personally, I'd love to see Brian May and the rest of the members of Queen in the item shop. But if it was just Brian May, I've already thought of a whole concept for this. So you'd have his iconic guitar as his pickaxe and back bling.
Right.
And for a glider, I would probably use his amplifier.
His amplifier turned into a glider.
Yes. And it would look quite cool because he doesn't use one amplifier. He uses like a stack of 9.
Let's hope it makes sound. It's one of those noisy gliders as well.
That would be
Obviously
cool.
not Calamity Train, but
Yeah. It plays a Queen song on the way down. That would be awesome.
also I might suggest that he stand on it instead of just grabbing it, so he can actually play his guitar on his way down. Now that
Yes.
would be a way. To
That
it
would
up.
be cool. And then you could have like an emote for one of the Queen songs, and he's just playing the solo. No, that would definitely be my dream icon
I'd buy
skin.
that skin immediately.
Oh yeah. Well then, that is the end of today's podcast. Thank you very much, Spectre, for joining me on such late notice.
Very welcome.
Anything you'd like to say before we sign off?
Not really.
Awesome. Well, guys, if you're watching this on Spotify, stay tuned for the next episode, which should be next Wednesday, providing I can actually get someone on the podcast. And if you're watching this on YouTube, leave a comment if you would like to suggest a topic we can talk about, or if you just would like to suggest something to do like for the podcast in total, like an audio change or whatever you'd like. Just leave a comment to suggest it. Leave a like on the video, that would help a lot, and subscribe to the channel because subscribes always help. But yeah, remember to have dreams, do dreams, and live dreams, and I will see you guys on the next podcast or video.